Good morning and welcome to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. As always, it's a joy to be here with you and express what comes through me as I journey alongside of you in this amazing evolutionary process that we call life. For people arriving, I'm online. Great. Everything's looking good. Margaret, good morning. My sister further north in Maine. Let me begin by explaining briefly that I had a very painful night physically last night. And it doesn't matter how or why. But when I awakened this morning, I said, I'm not going to do my talk today. And I couldn't settle with that. I couldn't not be here. And the message that came through loud and clear is that I'm a being of service. And that each of you who come here and listen and join in these conversations are also beings of service. And that's how today's show was delivered. And we are now co-creating this. Each one of you that come on here are an amazing part of the energy field, the greater energy field of presence of light, because you are part of that presence. You are the light that this show, this talk, whatever it is all about. Without your presence here, it's just another person speaking their mind and rambling on and not really fully engaging anything for the benefit of the whole. This is what beings of service means. And I didn't write any show notes today, so I have no clue what's going to come through. I have some readings. I have some beautiful messages, such as the one I put in the headline here, which I'd like to invite you all into right now with. And this was written in 2011. I wrote this in 2011. In the shining light of our awakening moments, we are the receivers of a joyous epiphany, resounding throughout the ages to carry us forward by our hearts, till there is nothing left but love. Allow that energy to rest in your hearts until there is nothing left but love. So here we are in pain. Here we are in suffering. Here we are experience each and every one of us our unique expression as we awaken moment by moment by moment. Forgetting that we actually do receive moments of joyous epiphany. It seems that the epiphany is outweighed by the drama. So my wish for you today is to not focus on the drama, to focus on that beautiful joy that only comes from your heart when you're in service to others. That's what brings us joy, is when we reach out and touch somebody else's life and make a difference, whether they're consciously aware of what we've done or not. We are the receivers of a joy that is divine. It's divine. It's the divine self expressing itself. Serenity, Janice, Samantha, welcome. And know that this divine presence within you is how we are to be of service. This morning, as I say, here's the card, service. Here's the galaxy that's guiding us. I don't think it has a name. It's just a spiral galaxy. Just has a bunch of letters. Didn't name it after anybody. Do you think the galaxy cares if it's named after anybody? Did the galaxy stop shining its brilliance because it doesn't have a name? So too are we, beings of service, like that galaxy. A being of service. Yes, galaxies are beings of service. Can we expand our minds to grasp that? It's powerful, isn't it? This is how powerful each and every one of us really are when we accept ourselves as beings of service. It doesn't mean we have to give away everything. It doesn't mean we can't do it because you don't have any money. It doesn't mean that we have to be used and abused by those who don't have any restraints on their own needs and wants. What it means is to be ready, just to be ready within our hearts to assist in bringing that beautiful galactic light, that shining divine light, into the moment. And we cannot do that without experiencing it ourselves. So however you think of service in your life, or how you might want to be in service to others, or you're really being in service to yourself. And it's not in a selfish manner, it's in a self-fulfillment. It's actually being the truth of who you are. And that automatically ignites the light of joy. Even if it's just for a second, the more we do it, the more we light up. Believe my artwork is the love I share. Beautiful, Deborah. Exactly. Artwork can be a form. Poetry can be a form. It's all of service. When we write and don't show it to anybody else, it's beautiful. But think how much good it can do when, whatever it is, we bake a cake and give somebody a cake. Doesn't have to be a birthday. It can just be Tuesday. I'm just going to be of service to somebody just because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no limits to how we can be of service. So this is what we've been actually trained to forget. That when we look at service in the world, we look at all these great organizations, and you have to have this amount of money, and you can't do this because we can't do that, we can't do this. What did we create? We created a wall. We created a wall between ourselves and everyone else. We've created a separation. This is what we talk about now, is reunifying who we are And how do we do that globally? We have to first do it within our own hearts. And the key is to be of service. And it doesn't matter how small the service is, but it's always coming through us, because we know what pain is. We know what suffering is, because we go through it no matter how enlightened we are, just like everyone else. I have a dear friend who was in pain as she was receiving information from her divine higher self. It's not all, just wonder and roses and balloons and laughter. This physical embodiment that we are in holds all of that. All of that goes on in the world. And the only way to stop it from distracting us from our true purpose is to be of service. And well, why am I doing this? Stop, I don't want to do it anymore. And then we'll go out and do it again. Because in the moment of sharing our hearts with others, we are being of service at a level that cannot be explained to the human mind. It's beyond its true comprehension. Just be a better human. What does that mean, Dave? Just be a better human. Be the human you are. The real human you are. The real human inside of you is a better human most of the time than the human we express. Think about that. I have another poem I wrote on it looks like December 1st. I don't know if they're poems. I don't know what they are, what I write. Within every sacred moment, let me move this over. Within every sacred moment, each breath becomes a fertile field of ecstatic potential. Softly embracing the next moment. Allowing for the field of presence to deepen into sweet bliss and expand beyond awareness. Here, within this ancient rhythm, we return to our source, however you decide to envision that. We return to our source, our original blueprint. The self, the capital S self, before separation. And we did separate to be in these bodies. Before conditional existence. And that's what we are. We're living in conditions. One peace, one light, one love, in true remembering. How can we not be of service? When we're not in service to ourselves or others, we're defying the amazing being we truly are. I think I said defying, not defining. Defying this amazing person and being that we truly are. So the message today is get out there and serve. The card reads, I am an energetic worker and I am willing to serve. As I serve others, I serve my higher power. The affirmations are, as I journey through each day with joyous intentions, I bring assistance and pleasure to others. I look for opportunities to serve, even if it is just a smile and a friendly gesture. I know that as I serve others, I serve my Creator. Doesn't that make you feel a little different? To say, I have power. I have power in my service. I can really actualize my divine self and its power in a moment of being service. So it doesn't matter what kind of service you choose or whatever opportunity presents itself for you to be in service. The remembrance really right now, as we move into 2020, we have a new Chinese New Year coming in. I believe it's the year of the white metal rat. I don't know what that means. I'll tap into that some other time. But it's an opportunity, again, to begin again, just like our celebration of our annual year, 2020. The chance to begin again, to renew our commitment to ourselves as beings of service. And of course, you know, our beloved Kuan Yin. This is her card today, the Ivory Swan Goddess. Okay. One of these days I'll figure out how to work these computers. And maybe not. Let's see, Lara Baliger. Thank you for the beautiful words this morning. It's good to have a reminder, stay positive. I shared seeds from my collection last night with other gardeners. How beautiful to be of service. Not only in that moment are we of service to our friends and neighbors, but we're also in service to Mother Earth, replanting and regenerating life. Let's see, how can I be of Janice Bell, how can I be of service today should be thought of first upon awakening. That's a wonderful opportunity when we first awake. My first moment when I awaken usually is, and I have to say usually because this morning it wasn't, I was seriously in a different world of physicality, but even after I addressed it, my first thing is, thank you. I'm here. Thank you. I'm here. I am present in this world. Now, what do I do? Do I sit and mourn my own suffering, or do I act as the true being I am, a being of service to those who show up for the show or listen? And it doesn't matter how many they are for me. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not an ego trip. It's a gift that Humanity Healing Network has given me to share my heart with others and be of service. And that's what we need to focus on. How simple or elaborate we do it is irrelevant, just to do it. So the Ivory Swan Goddess reads, the Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of our soul light never fades, beloved. Release guilt, shame, judgment, or fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty. Be more of yourself and shine your divine essence into the world. And who better than Kuan Yin to exemplify compassion and service. Each one of us are these great beings of service. When we surrender the aches, the pains, the distress that we carry around with us and move into the greater space of who we truly are, and not expect anything in return. Just the knowingness that we are able to do this without expectations of return. This is creation. Together, this is co-creation. Globally, the more who do this, the quicker the positive change we each one desire will occur, because we're in alignment. We're not trying to figure out how much I can get or how much I have, or what if I don't have. That's the human frailty. That's where in the collective humanity we have erred or erred. We have strayed away from the abundance of creation. We have thought of abundance as limited. It's not limited, it's unlimited abundance. And you are unlimited abundance as I am unlimited abundance. And we just have to change our minds to see it once again. When we were babies, everything was amazing because we didn't have any conscious awareness to say, is it this? Is it that? We had to be trained to do that. And the training was in error. Some may say intentionally, but some will say it's just life. I don't believe in anything that is just something. That's a limited statement. That's a statement of limitation. The possibility for everything to occur in any moment is alive and fed by the energy beings we are. The less energy we give to something, the less of a possibility of its occurrence. Dear beloved beings of service, it's time to refocus, time to rethink, time to deepen into ourselves and pull through that divine presence that we truly are. And seed the world with that. Imagine the beautiful flowers that will, or food of nourishment that will grow from our seeds of compassion, from our seeds of service. Let's see, 5 minutes. I have a lovely book. There were several books. This one's The Wondrous Journey. The original writer of these wisdoms was Eli Ciara, who was an Eastern let's say, I'll say enlightened mystic is what they call him. And a gentleman rewrote his words in English. And I knew that I would find something in his writings. And this one's called Encountering the Boundless. And so as I just hit that note, it kind of aligned with this book. I don't plan these talks. I listen and follow that inner guidance that says there's something here, there's something there, and somehow it will weave together into the show. And that's why I said in the beginning, no show notes today. This is just raw live. And that's scary for me because I have a rewired brain that sometimes brings through stuff that, where did that come from? And doesn't make sense. And I didn't want to humiliate myself today on top of being in physical pain. So you see, I'm just like you. Just like you, not any different. And that's why I'm here, is to allow you to feel the frailty that you feel, and yet think beyond that frailty and tap into the amazingly beautiful peace, light, and love that you are and that everybody around you needs. And I know many of us have personal situations that are seemingly impossible to overcome. And perhaps for some, you won't overcome them. But if you can at least lessen the pain and the suffering that you take away from them, in that moment, you're coming home to who you truly are. And unconsciously, beyond your conscious awareness, things will shift and change. And one day, as you go along this journey, you'll look around and say, wow, I'm in a different world than I was before. How did I get here? That's the goal. That's the goal for the whole planet, is to awaken to at this point where we look and our dedication to who we truly are and its power of service to each other has transformed everything and transmuted that which was totally negative back into balance and harmony. So in closing, I will read this. Okay. Bonnie, Scotland. Oh, Bonnie, Scotland. My ancestors are from Scotland, up from Inverness and the bogs. Anyway, that's another story. Okay. Encountering the boundless. It is impossible to embrace and comprehend the infinite universe with a limited ego. All is experienced in total silence, free from time and being, and in the mind are newly born. Thus, I am immensity in perpetual movement, in unity with the whole, a creative structure. I see, feel, and act in perfect union with the sacred. I use language to describe wisdom. One with the boundless, I am happiness, a divine gift with no support in the thought process. Happiness has no motives, a supreme satisfaction to which, consciously or unconsciously, each human aspires. The instrument of realization and all-embracing, all-encompassing attention in direct contact with life in its eternal movement. It is devoid of purpose or ideal formulas. This simple encounter dissolves the baggage of the mind, possessing us with its unintelligent approach. In the silence that ensues, we are integrated spontaneously. We and boundlessness are one, as a united whole. And herein we return to unity, oneness, no separation, each one of us in glad service to each other in all life forms, regardless of whether we recognize them as living forms or not. For even the rocks have an existence and a purpose. So therefore, also are living. It is only when we can come back into this presence of who we are, and it isn't so much how much we do that matters, but are we doing it from who we truly are? That point, that inner point of the circle of our hearts, radiant field. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. Together, we are unity. And we are boundless. Nothing can hold us back any longer. May you each be in service some way, somehow, to someone or something. Doesn't matter. Yes, Margaret, we're just walking each other home. The thing is, we were never really left home. We just forgot what it was. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. May you have a good week. May the shifting of your consciousness in these moments that we spend together have a positive effect on everything and everyone around you. I'll see you later or next week, if not sooner. Bye-bye. Bless you all for being here as well. I apologize for not saying that. Now I can click end.